What's going on YouTube? Chris here. I want to bring you all an update today of Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, and Digibyte. Those are four we're going to be going over today. What I want to do, we're going to be looking at Bitcoin on the 4-hour time frame, and we're bouncing back right now so we can really take a look at the patterns that are taking place, because we're in such a sticky spot for Bitcoin, and that's the only way that I can put it is a sticky spot. Guys, overall in the macro sense, as we've talked about for the longest time here, we're still in a downtrend. We're still having lower highs starting from that 14,000. Then we made it up to that 10,500. That was that previous secondary trend that we had. We topped out. Then what you can see is we topped out over here at around 10,000. And then, guys, we tried again and we failed. Now we're trying again, and we're having a little bit of failure. And that's why we're having such a stiff fight right now between the bulls and the bears, because the bulls want to support $8,500. That's where you had these major tweezer bottoms right in this area here. And we made a nice strong move off there. And the bears, they don't want us going basically up above that 10,500. That's where they're defending this very strong area of overhead resistance. So that's what I'm saying. If you are not in a position right now, it's a difficult spot to say, hey, I want to jump in right now when we're having this top, 10,000 top, and then 10,000 psychologically, and then we have that $10,500. Okay, so that's the bearish side. That's what's happening, and you're saying, okay, we have a lot of overhead resistance. Now, we still, though, are in an uptrend in the secondary term, this intermediate term uptrend that we've been in. You can see right here, we've still been putting in higher lows. Our volatility stop right now is at 9,404 if you're playing on the 4-hour time frame, and that's showing that the trend still is up because the higher lows are coming in. So that's why now I'm going to label this video, the candles are getting tight and a break is going to come, because whenever these candles get tight and you're starting to get squeezed between these areas, it's eventually going to have to break out. I can't tell you which way it's going to go for sure. No one can. Only the whales, the people who are going to put that massive amount of money in the market, that's what's going to move this market, and they can do whatever they want right now. But for Bitcoin, we need to get over top of that $10,000 psychologically, turn that into support, and then go up and tackle that 10,500. And what's difficult when people were talking about a cup and handle on the 4-hour, like I was doing a video on, or even out to the 1-day time frame, the difficult thing is it hasn't had the 7 weeks duration of a cup and handle, so it could be on the shorter term, but in terms of the actual chart pattern, it would not qualify as one. And also, cup and handles, they don't have to break to the upside, guys. No pattern is complete until you actually have that breakout of the neckline area or that overhead resistance, and that's what's going to be so important. You need to get over top of those and then turn them into support, but it's hard to go off a pattern when you have such stiff overhead resistance right there. Typically, you want to look for a gap and some room to run. So that's something that's difficult. But like I said, in this space, the whales, sometimes when it looks the least likely, that's what they're going to do. Okay, you can be looking at massive overhead resistance for 3 years and it looks like we're getting stuffed. Our RSI is at 83 and we look maxed out. Then here comes a whale and he pushes it up and our RSI goes to 97 and things get absolutely crazy. So anything can happen here. These higher lows still are coming in. But for me, this is an area, like I told you, I got stopped out of my last trade at break even, and that's where I've just been sitting back and patiently waiting for a good spot. But for me, I'm not there yet, because of this stiff overhead resistance. I'd rather wait for us to try to get up above this 10,500. If we turn that into support and then work this next range here from 10,500 up to around that almost $12,500, I'd rather work that than try to get chopped around in here and get into trouble. So that's just me though, guys. But that's Bitcoin right now. I mean, that's truthfully what we need to hold. We wouldn't want to go much below right now, about $9,300, and then to the upside, we have to get over 10,000 and turn it into support psychologically and have a daily candle close up above that and that 10,500. Daily candle closes are extremely important as well. So that's going to be Bitcoin, guys. You get some from that. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Let me know down low. Also, if you could share with your friends, guys, put a exclamation point, thumbs up, anything down there. It really helps with the algorithm. So thank you for doing that. I appreciate it, guys. And then we'll get into, let's go Litecoin next. Litecoin's at 45.33. So Litecoin had a nice little push up overnight. This is when I was sleeping here. But we had a nice strong, almost Marabazoo candle. Came on heavier volume. Okay, so that entered. And then what you can see, though, look at this really long wick. So that's just one of those pump fakes there at that time, guys. And that's what's so difficult about this space. When you can have wicks that are 3 to 4%, it's very difficult. But what you can see there is then we had big selling right behind it. So that's what these whales can do. They can jump in, get people buying, and then all of a sudden they rip it back out. And some of them, they'll even short it on the backside then. So they're making money on the long side and the short side. Just one moment, guys. So you think about that and you go, okay. And you have to be aware of that, the fake out breakouts. And now you can see we tested with that wick into all this congestion zone, because this is what Litecoin would have to get over top of now. And what I've been having people just be aware of here was this bear flag where you had this straight shot down, you started to move up on less volume. Now you can see we had this manipulation, which throws another monkey wrench into everything. But you know, you with a bear flag, you have that large pull down, and then the volume dries up as you go up. Then you actually get another leg down, and you still want to be aware of that. Until Litecoin starts getting over top of $48.49, then it'd be up around $50 psychologically. Then the big number would be $51. And same deal here. Maybe it'd be better to wait if we did get up into this area to try to trade between $51 and that $57 area. That might be the area where the profit's made, so you don't get wicked around or chopped out or in trouble in this area here, or you have a potential bear flag that dumps down hard on you. You know, guys, technical analysis is all about the buying and the selling. That's why this is important, because you're watching the buying and the selling pressures take place. But look in this space. I mean, you can see right here, guys, look at this huge pump up, and you think it just keep moving. We consolidated sideways. Everybody was ready for the next leg up, and look what happened. I mean, that just is what it is in this space, and you have to protect your capital. I believe capital preservation is number one in this space, so you can take advantage of those big swings. That's what's important. But this is Litecoin on the 4-hour time frame right now. If we turned on our 200 moving average, you can see we did get up above it with that candle, which is important. And then on the 50 here, you can see we have that also as support right now on the 4-hour time frame. So it was just weird to see this come in, because it was a huge stick of volume to the upside, but then you had another huge stick of volume that was selling off right behind it. So just be careful, I guess, is more so. You know, the patient will be rewarded is more so what I'd say right now. And then what we're going to do, we're going to get into Ethereum next. And guys, also, if you like that live stream from the other day and you want me to do more of that, let me know down low as well. We'll start throwing that in more often. So for Ethereum, what you can see on this chart is where we continuously want $175 to be held as support. And remember this on the 4-hour time frame. We're still trading up above our 50 and our 200. So you can see still the trend moving up, putting in those higher lows. But we need to hold as well that $205 that we've broken back up through again. See that? So right here, it was support, and then we broke down through. Then it was resistance right here. We came back down and we tried again. What I believe we need, though, is heavier volume, because we also have these overhead resistances now of that 218 up to around that 225, and we also need to get out of this yellow downtrend. You can see I've had that drawn for quite a while now. We need a nice, strong trend line break. If we get that on heavy volume, then we could start talking about going back up and testing about $286, but we're just not there yet. But guys, look at technical analysis. As my eyes just looking around here, you can even see this top here, how we came up, pushed up, came back down. We tried again to get up top, failed. We came up again, and then look at this try on weaker volume, right? And that showed it was over. And then we had that huge dump. And then this right here, this were these bear flags. That's what I'm trying to tell you all to be cautious of. When you have that big pull down and you're moving up on less volume, your reaction, you can get a huge dump. So just be careful. That's all I'm saying. Really watch the volume. Be careful. I'd rather tell people to be careful than say, hey, it's going to the moon for sure, and jump on in there. You know, that's not what I want to do. I don't want to give financial advice. I want people to learn how to do technical analysis. But look at this market with a level head. There's still a lot of overhead resistances we need to get through right now, and that's very important for us, and we need to hold that 205. But, you know, this trend could definitely continue here, guys, and we could make a strong move to the upside if Bitcoin wants to cooperate, and we can start having nice candle closes up above this yellow trend line. It could be a real trend line break. So then our relative strength there, we're at 63 right now, still putting in higher lows coming in there as well. You can see our RSI will get up into the 90s sometimes when we have a nice run. And guys, I apologize. I haven't been feeling the best here, so just deal with me and my throat. So that's Ethereum, and then we're going to get into Digibyte next. We've basically been having temperature swings of almost 50 degrees in a week. So Very volatile weather where I live, and it can just really mess with your sinuses and everything like that. So just bear with me here. Go from 32 to 85 in the matter of a week. So what we're going to do is look at Digibyte here. We'll go to Bittrex. And also, if you're here to watch some Digibyte, guys, let me know down low. But these are some of the things we've been warning about. Remember how we were talking about the top area here? And guys, taking profits, if you've been watching Digibyte for a while. And this is the thing, I point that out so you can continue to learn this stuff as well. So the last time we were here, we were looking at this bullish engulfing candle, and we need to get back up above that 0.02464 was the area that we needed to get up above to go up and set a higher high, and we ended up failing here. We ended up failing around 0.0223. Right there. Now what's important is we need to hold a support 0.01734 is going to be the support area. If that doesn't hold, I'm going to look down probably to around this 50 moving average on the 1-day time frame at 0.01246. But you see the importance of taking profit and looking at this stuff like the heavier volume sell-offs at the top here. So right now you can see with the volatility stop, the trend is down. So we're in a short-term downtrend now. So it's important for Digibyte to hold some of these areas so that we potentially could go up and make another higher high. That's what it's going to be all about. But we have to watch and see, is this trend here, is that maxed out now? And are we going to start this retracement process where we can sometimes even retrace, half the move or a little bit more into that 0.618 or 0.786. You can see the heavier volume as well selling off. Look at this volume that we've had in this move compared to all this. This is why volume matters, guys. Really pay attention to it. That's a little tip for you there. And then relative strength. And when I started, I didn't pay enough attention to it. So you can see the lower highs. Remember, we're talking about that as well. Whenever you see the top and we start losing strength, that's going to show you that a little bit of a sell-off's coming. So just be careful. Watch those support resistance areas, guys. I appreciate you being here with me. If you get some from this, like, subscribe. Let me know down low what you've been doing, what you're thinking, and we'll just continue to go on from here. I appreciate y'all being here with me. God bless.